Ooh, well, hello, and welcome back to, you guessed it, the tower. So we need to do our homework. At least we're kind of back on track today, as best as the track can be. So, I mean, I'm a little late still, but a little late is better than what it's been. So, you know, we're gonna take the W when we can. Okay, let's do our streaming homework, because that's the most important part. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. All right. Oh, nobody's here. So that's perfect. That means I'm not behind if nobody's here. I have to figure out how. I mean, things are a-changing. Really? Was that enough to get to 10? Should be. Will you update? Times, they are a-changing. That's as much as I can say, without entering the wrath of, probably YouTube. YouTube will come get me. Dun 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 I wonder if YouTube's having issues. Well, it didn't have issues with me streaming. Okay, did it finally refresh? Okay. I guess we'll stick with that. We aren't going to get much higher than that right now. Doubt anybody's going to be doing a run. Let's make sure Mile High is on. He is not. Okay, so that's done. I have too many things to manage, I swear. Oh wow, that's a name. Good thing that's not on stream. Oh, that's why. That's fine. Well, it looks like it's just gonna be me tonight, which is totally fine. I can just chill. Chill like nobody's business. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm gonna remember to actually buy upgrades. The little ones didn't get their upgrades last week, and that hurt them. They don't have enough free ups for me to neglect them like that. So that was a oopsie on my part. Okay, we have two people watching the stream, one of which is me, because I always watch my own stream because I want to make sure I look good, right? So at least I'm out there watching myself. And that's fine, you know, sometimes you just broadcast into the void. The void. It's kind of weird because this suggests everybody is busy on tournament day. Maybe something terrible happened in the game. Okay, so we do have some notes. We have a few module buffs planned, including Magnifying Hook. Oh, Amplifying Strike. Like, yeah, Amplifying Strike definitely needs a buff, in my opinion. It needs to get closer to be able to have 100% uptime. And Being Annihilator. Ooh. And fleets are going to have some changes to make them more fightable. I heard that at the top, that was kind of the problem, because, like, basically your runs just devolve into, do I get lucky with the fleet order? Hey, Gale, how you doing? And, yeah, that's not probably a lot of fun for most people if it's just, like, straight RNG about what the fleet do. So, we will see how that pans out. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, New, how you doing? Oh, Gale, I'm glad to hear that. At least I can bring joy to your day. I might not bring joy to the world, but I can at least bring joy to Gale. Let's see, Gale. So, Big Tower is at 17 sextillion. Tower 2 is at 7 quadrillion. Hey, Mohammed, how you doing? Tower 3, which is Rocket Man's favorite tower, is 12 trillion. Tower 4, which is Virus's favorite tower, 15 trillion. Tower 5, which is Sar's favorite tower, is up to 8.5 trillion. And finally, Tower 6, New's favorite tower, is almost 16 trillion. Now, obviously, if you haven't been paying attention... What? I did it wrong? Hold on a second. There has been a tragedy amongst things. Oh no, I just realized I created a tragedy. Hold on. Well, now they're out of sync. That's terrible. In my haste to try and get everybody set up, I messed up. Uh-oh. Let me make sure everybody else is lined up correctly. Lab speed, lab coin discount, all the way, 85. So now Tower 6 is 1 level behind on the coins per kill bonus. Wait, what? Oh no, Tower 4 is wrong too. Well, good thing we checked. Finally. Alright, we have had the tragedy amongst tragedies here. We will be fixing this immediately. Now you're probably wondering, like, why is this because now everybody's now everybody's gonna be incorrect. Which is bad. Man. Oh man. How disappointed I am. Oh, I never did recharge nuke, huh? I need to do that at some point. What a terrible person I am for messing this up. Because now they're all disjointed, and I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to fix them. Because one of the reasons I do all the same researches, like at least the Spotlight coin bonus is in sync. The coins per kill is not. I mean, one of the reasons I do all the same researches, I guess I forgot to look at it like this, is so that everything ends around the same time. So, now I have created a mess that I would have to fix with gems, but fortunately we don't have to deal with this mess as soon. Like, we'll deal with coins per kill bonus when it comes up. That's disappointing. So obviously now, Tower 4 is behind on the standard perks research. Everybody's the same at the Spotlight coin bonus, at least. And at least everybody's doing Spotlight, because that was the thing. I wanted everybody to get Spotlight so I could do this. And, I mean, you can see it right now. It's Lab Speed 75. It's Lab Coin Discount 71. I must have been, like, I don't drink, so I can't say I was drunk when I did this. I must not have been paying attention. Coins per kill bonus, 85, 85, 85, 84. Spotlight coin bonus on all of them, level 10. And then the final one is standard perk bonus, and it's 20, 19, 21, 21. So, some of the labs got a little disjointed there. Like, for example, coins per kill now is screwed up on Tower 6. It's not in sync with everybody else. It is what it is. I mean, we'll have to deal with that when we get to that point. Fortunately, at least for some of these, it'll be a while. But damn. I messed up. One of the things I was thinking about doing, and I need to see how much it costs, is I was thinking about starting replacing standard perk bonus with the trade-off perks, but I don't know. We'll just wait until it's done, I guess. I just don't understand how I messed this up so badly, but, you know, I messed everything up, guys. What can I say? I'm a screw-up. What can I say? I'm a screw-up. I mean, this is the problem when you have multiple towers, is like, it becomes a lot of work to kind of, like, manage everything, which is sort of annoying, you know, from a managerial perspective, right? I know that we don't consider management work in this channel, but I consider it work. Like, I manage the towers, it's a pain in the butt. Especially because a lot of the things with the tower, there's a lot of, like, clicking things. Yeah, I saw it, so that I was talking about it earlier, that some of the modules are going to get buffed. So, like, Magnifying Hook, Amplifying Strike definitely needs a buff to make it so it's easier to overlap. Gale, I assume so, Gale. I mean, I don't, you know, I don't really micromanage them at that level. We can take a look if you want, in a second here. I just, like, I'm not that level of micromanaging about it. Like, it's gonna happen when it happens, Gale. That's kind of my outlook on it. And if it doesn't happen, it's probably my fault. So, I just don't have a lot of microing in me. Yes. Wait, I'm assuming you mean the Tower article, New. If there's a different article, then I haven't seen it, because I saw the Tower update. Which, I don't, I didn't have too many opinions on that. Gale, I actually don't know, Gale. That's a mystery to everybody. You know, Gale, you're asking me questions that, I mean, I just don't really micromanage them at that level. I can run an analysis. Oh, you put an art... No, I haven't seen it then. I was looking... I thought you meant because the Tower news came out today. Or the developer update, or whatever they're calling it, about, we're gonna change some of the modules to make them better, which is okay. We'll see what happens with that. And then fleets are gonna have some changes. So, Gale, I mean, if you have a question, I would prefer you ask about a specific tower. Oh, you know what, Gale? I can't even do the analysis, because if I analyze the tower, it's gonna consider it under Big Tower's runs, and then that's not going to make sense for Big Tower. So I don't know that I can do the analysis. And Gale, I'm just really I mean, we can look at the coin thingy, but I'm just really not that... Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen the update about Mythos. I just assumed Mythos is Mythos. I just assume Mythos is mythicking around, and it's going to take over the world, and you know what? We're all going to die, and I'm okay with that. Well, Gale, that's certainly something you could tell your grandson's friend. So, Gale, I'll try... Like, Gale, do you have a specific tower that you're curious about? Because I don't want to run an analysis on all 4 towers. Is there a tower you're specifically curious about on the coins level? Because, I just don't, like... You have to remember, the towers 3 through 6, they exist solely to create more... Well, not solely. They exist for 2 reasons. The first... Hey, Kathy, how you doing? The first reason they exist is to fill in slots in the guild, because keeping enough people in the guild... If you're not in the guild, Gale, but the people in the guild... There's kind of like an ebb and flow of people in the guild, and it's just easier to have some backup when it comes to this. And the second reason they exist is to make more legend. A little tower. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? Did you not hear me, Kathy? Okay, if you're curious about Little Tower, that narrows the scope of the Inquisition. And we can certainly take a look at the Inquisition from that perspective in a moment here. I mean, it has nothing... I mean, Muhammad, it's a game. Like, we're not really competing with each other as much as we're just playing the game, you know? I don't really see it as a competition. Like, you know, I guess I just don't really see it as a competition. To me, the purpose is, like, are you enjoying the game or not? If you're not enjoying the game, well, you probably, you know, shouldn't be playing. And that's the whole thing. Like, I don't really... Oh, you know what, Gale? I can't even give you the answer to Little Tower. Little Tower doesn't have a run history, so it's not going to happen. I can try looking at the current run. I can't even look at the current run. I don't have a run history, Gale, so I can't answer it about Little Tower. You're going to have to ask about a different tower. Well, I mean, the thing is, Muhammad, you have to remember, the saying I always tell people is 1 dragon a day, right? And what that really means is you just take your progress 1 day at a time, and the reality is, what do we all know? Comparison is the thief of joy. So if you're going to compare yourself, there's always going to be somebody that's stronger than you, has a bigger dick than you, has more women than you, has more money than you, is taller than you, has a better tower than you, has a better car than you, has a better apartment than you. You're never going to win. So just remember that comparison is the thief of joy, and you really shouldn't be playing this game or any game with the idea of comparing yourself to others. Because unless you have the biggest dick, the biggest car, the biggest yacht, in that case you would be maybe Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg. In that case, welcome to watching my stream. Thank you for joining us, Mark and Jeff. I appreciate you guys dueling with your big giant yachts. Unless you're one of those 2 guys, there's literally 2 guys, I would just say, don't compare yourself, because you're just gonna make yourself sad. I mean, it is. I just always remember that, I feel like too many people in this game, compare themselves to others and then get sad that somebody else has something they don't have. And I mean, obviously that's great. That's great if you're the developer, right? It's great if you're the developer, because then they're like, oh, well, I have these stone packs you can buy to catch up. They're only $420. So it's great for the developer, but, for life, it's not really great. I mean, you can ask about Tower 3, Tower 3, 4, or those, you know, one of those towers, Gale, but I can't really answer your question with Little Tower. I forgot I left everybody up on the thing. Oh well. I had to check Idol Slayer. I had to check Idol Slayer. What? Oh yeah, I saw the one about that it fixed the one in OpenBSD. Yeah, I play 24/7, Muhammad. So like, that's already, you know, gonna make things difficult. We can try and look, Gale, but I don't really know how accurate this would be. I don't know how to understand these numbers is the problem. Because when you come down here to coins, right? Golden Tower is 23 billion, Spotlight is 11 billion, Black Hole's 21, and Golden Bot's 5. So I guess to answer your question, Gale, Golden Bot is less than Spotlight. So there we go. I guess I could just look at that and answer it. Oh yeah, I saw that it was suspended because I was using Fable 5 at work. I used Fable 5 at work. I was trying to solve a problem because I was like, okay, let's see how this new model works, right? And so my goal was with... Oh, well, I'm glad your grandson's going to the doctor. The goal was with my using Fable was, okay, I wanted Fable to create a plan, right? And then I was going to have sub-agents that are not Fable execute Fable's plan. That was my goal, and it didn't really... I ended up spending like a ton of money, and I didn't really get the result I wanted, which was unfortunate. Chat is not disabled, Gale. You just chatted. Gale, are you okay? Yeah, so that didn't work. It cost me like $45, and that was not really, you know. And then the next day we lost access to it anyways. So I guess I at least got to try it. I don't really know how to turn a failure like that into a success, you know. I mean, at least I tried it when we had it, and we lost it. Oh, yeah, so, okay, I did forget something. Hold on, I'll fix that in a second. I knew there was something I had forgot. And I appreciate you reminding me of my errors and my ways. Thing is, I don't always look at it. A lot of times I'm looking at the pop-out chat, and not this. There it is. Stream chat's now there. Okay, it's fixed now, guys. I forgot to do... Every time I have to change the thing for that, and I forgot to do it. You know who's not here? Aaron's not here. That's funny. I'm kind of surprised Aaron isn't here. Oh, it's almost time, guys. It's almost time. It's sort of weird because the last couple days I've been late, so... Not today. I made sure to be here on time. Ish. I was still a little late, but I wasn't super late. But see, I have too many windows open. Oh, now chat froze up. I wouldn't be surprised, New, because that's apparently what happened with one of the DeepSeek or whatever. That basically, that when Fable, you know, when one of the OpenAI models came out, they did what was called a distillation attack on it, and basically used that to train another model for a lot less. I mean, it could be Gale. We'll kind of see at the end here. I don't really know that it's bad. You know, it's one of those things. There's not really a, you know, because the battle conditions are the same for everybody, there's not really the concept of a bad bracket, right? Because we all suffer the same. Your tower might do worse with one set of battle conditions over another. But, it's not really a bad bracket because everybody suffers the same way. But I don't know. I mean, this Fable Mythos. I really wish they would have kept the name Mythos. That's a much cooler name than Fable. Fable just is like, I don't know. But how's everybody else's tournament going? Gale, did you do your tournament? You got 5 minutes if you haven't, because you're supposed to do your tournament. I shouldn't have done that, but you can see clearly we're 7th. Oh, Gale, how many downloads does your game have? Where is Sar? No, the yo-yo. So, New, if you go back to Champion League, like if you do the yo-yo, do you at least enjoy your Legends days? Only 6... How much revenue does your game make, Gale? Break it down for us weekly, monthly, and yearly. Oh, Gale, you're not going to answer my revenue question? That's the most important part, right? When I used to bounce between platinum and champions, I know, you know, like a lot of people get really upset by that. I never cared because it was like I only had to do one tournament a week. How do you not know, Gale? You're supposed to know this. Don't you sell whatever gems and stuff in the game? I mean, Gale, we play the tower. You know the most important part of the game is the store, right? Kind of depends, Gale, on how much your customers are willing to donate to your game. I'm enjoying a mint, by the way, so I might sound a little funny. But it's important that my breath is fresh for you. It depends on the game. I forget, what was Diablo Immortal making? So, Diablo Immortal hit a peak earnings of 70 million per month. I do it all on the cloud. I don't try to run a model locally because I don't have a video card. You know, I don't really have a nice video card, so it's hard for me to like run something like that locally. Whoops, you weren't supposed to hear that, but maybe you did. So I use like Claude. I've been using Claude a lot. I use it for work. I'm so lazy now that I will have Claude just answer questions for me that I usually would actually try and answer myself. But, you know, I mean, that's, you know, what it's there for, right? Make my life easier. If it's not making my life easier, you know, it's not, you know, doing its job. Because its job is to do it for me. And to me, Claude Code is, like, amazing, right? Like, there is somebody at work that runs a LLM locally, but, like, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Because you have to have a good, strong video card, and you have to have, and I don't really have, like, a really strong video card. At least I don't have the strongest video card, so I don't have as much success. Like, I haven't even tried to run one locally, because I just run, like, you know. Also, I can't believe I spent... Oh, somebody died. Well, shoot. Oh, right, I didn't claim my free gift. Whoops. Yeah, you need a big graphics card with a lot of VRAM to really run a model locally. And that's obviously runs into the problem of a lot of money and a lot of... I've never been a big video card guy because of the diminishing returns on video cards. Like, I've never had a top-of-the-line video card because I never considered it worth it, because it was like, you're paying all this money for what usually amounted to a 10% improvement, right? Which, to me, was not really worth spending the amount of money required, you know? And I've never been a real big graphics guy in video games, you know? That's probably weird. You would think that I would want, the women in the video games I play to look really nice, but, you know, it just has never been a priority. Yeah, I never got into flipping either. I'm just not... I just never wanted the hassle of reselling. Like, I don't enjoy... That's one of the things, I don't enjoy selling stuff. You know? Otherwise... I mean... what can we buy with 2 trillion? I just never enjoyed reselling, you know? If you're wondering, it's because of the reset. I'm also doing Idol Slayer real quick, so I can kind of, like, get that set up. Because now I have to make sure that... Oh, gosh. That's terrible. Okay, well, we don't have to go anywhere specific, so we can just hang out here. I've just never had a top-of-the-line video card, never, you know, done anything like that. Because to me, like, graphics were, like, I needed good graphics to a point, right? Like, to a point. But after you, like, the diminishing returns on graphics just are, in my opinion, so diminishing that I just couldn't be bothered to care. You know? I just couldn't be bothered. Because it's like, the graphics really aren't that much better. And if they're not really that much better, then, like, what's the point of trying to get, you know, trying to sweat about it? I was going to... Yeah, I need to do that. Excuse me. I have to do something really quick. And you're all going to get to see what I'm doing in a second here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're all going to have fun with this. Maybe. That's probably a lie, but we're going to pretend we're all going to have fun with it, okay? Just humor me. I need a little bit of humoring from the audience here. Because I forgot to grab this before it expired. We got a day. You got a day, though, so it's, if you haven't grabbed it, it's not too late. Claim, claim, claim. Claim, 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 claim. Yay, gems! That was almost as much as we got for the anniversary event. Almost. Oh, has anybody seen the new thing we're supposed to get today? We're supposed to get a new thing from the anniversary today. Has anybody gotten it? We're supposed to get it. Is it gonna be 30 gems again? The mini PC prices weren't too terrible, at least the ones I was looking at. They were like $500. Because I was looking at one just to host all my, you know, I'm like running out of computer power, which is sort of weird. And I was looking at it. Oh, did we get gems again today? Was it 40? Was it 35? Hey Aaron, how you doing? 2,000. Wow, that's expensive. Oh, so with the 30 gems again? Yay! That means we get the skin tomorrow. Oh, the buff to being Annihilator leaked on accident for somebody. It's supposed to increase now your super crit chance by 10%. So that's the leak. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know that 10% super crit's going to do anything for being Annihilator. I mean, it's better than nothing. Well, was it the day 4 reward? Because I won't get it until I log in and out. But yesterday there was a big delay on the reward going out. Yes, Aaron, I know you like Revolution Idol. We will consider that. Your request has been filed under C for consideration. It's also a little early, Aaron. I was wondering where you were, man. I haven't seen the day 4 reward. I'm sure somebody will if it's 30 gems again, somebody will complain about it. Yes, Gail. What is your question? I mean, you don't have to tell me you have a question either. You can just ask the question. And then if I ignore the question, you can do what you always do, which is, Zaerdin, are you ignoring me? Which sometimes I just miss it. Sometimes you say something I just don't know what to say to it. I wanted to be a history teacher because I liked the idea of coming up with a lesson plan for history and then I would never have to change it because history doesn't change. So I was inspired by a history teacher I had, and he was like, yeah. I used to just work 9 months out of the year to have the summers off because that was fun. Then eventually we realized I needed to have an actual career. So he's like, well, I became a teacher so I could just work 9 months out of the year and have the summers off. And I'm like, man, that sounds badass. And I didn't become a teacher, so. But he was my inspiration to consider being a teacher. He was such a chill guy. One of our projects was, there's that song, We Didn't Start the Fire, right? And one of our last things was to go through everything in that song and identify what it really was, right? And some of the references were like really obscure that he said, you know, I'm gonna have one class where you guys can ask whatever you want. It depends on what you're teaching, Aaron. Like he was a history teacher, and he was like, yeah, it's not a problem because nobody cares about how well the kids do in history. You know, he's like, nobody cares about how well the kids are doing in history. You know, that's not a thing that's really on the standardized tests or anything like that. So he was like, this is a really relaxing subject to teach. Whereas if you're like a math teacher, I also thought about being a math teacher, by the way. Math teachers do get under a lot of pressure because if the kids don't do well and the standardized tests go down, then you're really under the gun as the math teacher, you know, for those kind of things, right? Oh, wow, another relic. Thank you, New. So we got another relic. Okay, cool. So we got 3 relics so far. Wait a second. That was day 3, New. High school, Aaron. I wanted to teach high school. I wanted to teach, and in my high school American history, yeah, this was the celebration, right? It should say what day it is. We should be getting day 4. It might be behind, too. I wanted to teach high school because, like, elementary school, you're not really teaching. You're more like, you know, babysitting the kids. Middle school, like, the kids are just, like middle school, is a good place to teach, because the nice thing about middle school is nobody cares. In elementary school, the parents care about their kid getting a good start. In high school, the parents care because it's about college preparation, and they care about the kids going to college. Yeah, you do. That's the problem. You do have to actually, like, close the game and... I heard the most recent update fixes that. I'll find out later. In middle school, like, nobody really cares. They just want a place for the kids to be. So, because high school was like, you know, all the parents are worried about their kids doing well so they can go to a good college and stuff like that. Elementary school, they all care because they want to make sure their kid gets a good start. Middle school was more like, all right, we just want a bullpen to put the kids in. And it might not be out yet, because that was the problem the other day. Is that, like, it just didn't come out. Because, yeah, you do have to, in case you haven't gotten the things, you do have to make sure you log in and out of the game to get the thing. That's like that's been a recurring problem. Oh crap, I got overcharged. Damn. Oh well. Fourth is fine. I didn't expect to get overcharged like that. Well, let's switch back to farm. Oops, that's backwards. So that's interesting. Having Being Annihilator might actually be a good cannon to have with Ampy. I need to change you. Nope, wrong one. I don't really know enough about Linux to tell you which version of Linux would be the most user-friendly for you. So that's a little bit... I don't use Linux, I use Windows. That's a little out of my specialization. I've heard good things about Ubuntu, but I don't know that... I can't personally make a recommendation on that. Oh yeah, I guess I am. Hold on, I probably should spend some of this. Wait, was I gonna do I was doing a research. Yeah, I was working on finishing this research. Yeah, I'll just, wait, how much do I need to save? Because I was working on finishing this. And then I was gonna do these researches. So I guess what I actually need to do is go ahead and spend down some of this. Yeah. So I've been, oh, I probably should have done, well, that's, oh, that's not good. Oh well. I need to get more metals. But, like, I just don't have enough metals. That's kind of the problem. We'll try to go ahead and spend those. Hopefully we get enough from the missions left over. That was a bad idea. There's only, 60 plus, 35, so there's only 100. I overspent. If we get a new event, I'm going to be regretting my choices, but, you know, what can I say? Oh wait, that's right, I can just respec. It's not a big deal. If I really want to, I can just respec. I mean, again, New, that's totally out of my wheelhouse. I don't know what to recommend. I'm not really familiar enough with alternatives to Windows. So I don't know, I don't know what the answer is. I can't answer that, Gale. That's impossible to know. Again, my recommendation, Gale, for that simulation would be to run everything through effective paths and try and see what kind of multiplier effective paths would give you as you change from GC to that. You're kind of getting into, Gale, experiments that I don't really conduct with the game because I am an Econ first player, and the reason I'm an Econ first player is because Econ has a lot of conveniences, especially in the early game. So I'm more concerned about making the game as easy to play as possible, and not really trying to push the game to be as competitive as possible, because I find that that's just tedious to me. This is a game that's supposed to play itself. I'm not supposed to be sitting here sweating the details of it. I am sort of mildly disappointed with my bracket. I actually thought I was going to do better because, oh, never mind. I didn't realize this guy was 3,700. Never mind. Well, Feint did really well. Because I didn't realize, I forgot I got up to, I've always been thinking of myself as a 2,100, 1,000 wave tower, and then I did the run last time and I got to 3,500 waves, and I forgot, like, how much stronger I've got. No, I don't really find... I mean, that's a really broad statement, because I use Windows 10. I didn't see anything really different from Windows 10, and, like, I use Windows 7, I use Windows XP, I used Windows 10. I didn't really see anything different, or experience anything different from Windows 10 and Windows 7. Gale, I don't know. See, you're asking theoretical questions that I don't dabble in, Gale, because I would never build a tower that was GC first, then Econ, because, I don't like that kind of... the way the game plays, that's not, in my opinion, a good play style to try to do. And that is entirely because of, you know, how doing waves works, right? Or how farming works. To run a DPS, and really should be GC tower first, your farming runs are actually going to be really short, and that means you have to constantly kind of baby the game for your farming runs. And, like, that's, like, about the, you know, Gale, that's about the last thing I want to do in this game, is, like, have to sit here and I mean, I already have a bunch of towers, but, you know, all of them have been doing really well in terms of, like, farming. Like, I got the little ones, they get, like... 21 billion coins per... Oh, wow. I think that's more than usual. They get about 20 billion coins per hour, which I guess is a lot. Oh, okay. You can kind of see that probably somewhere in here Spotlight came online. And it's adding more. And so you can see that they're getting like 9,000 waves, which is really a good amount of waves. I mean, what didn't you like about Windows 10? Because I'm just, like, confused by that. Okay, that's a really broad statement, and I don't know how to address that. Because to me, Windows 10 was identical to Windows 7 in almost every way. There wasn't anything that I felt was I thought Windows 10 was great. It worked to me the same as Windows 7 did. I didn't have any issues. The only thing I could say is, there is the possibility that if you were using it on an underpowered computer, you had a suboptimal experience, but, you know, I mean, I don't know outside of that. And again, this is something that I don't know enough about to say, oh yeah, I use Linux, you should try this. I don't do that. I use Windows. And I've never had a problem. So, I mean, I wish you the best of... I mean, the one thing I would say, New, is if you're switching to Linux, you would put it on a... I think you can just use a memory stick, and you can just try a bunch of different distros until you find the one that suits your needs. You know, because the thing is, if you don't have any data that you're really worried about, you would just be able to just wipe it and be like, okay, I don't like this one, let me wipe it and try something else, you know? Oh. Okay, so that's the thing. I already had a Microsoft account, so I already verified with my phone number, and I did that because I was trying to get, at the time, I was trying to cash in my Microsoft reward points, and I had got enough reward points to get like a $20 Amazon gift card. So I already had that already done. Ah, okay. Well, that's certainly a thing, but I was already set up. And actually, for me, I found that really convenient because what happened is when one of my computers died, since I had all my Windows credentials, the Windows software keys saved at my Microsoft account, I was able to just revoke the license from that computer and apply it to the new replacement computer, so I didn't have to buy another version of Windows 10, which was really convenient for me. But I can also understand that you didn't want to give up your phone number. I had already given it up, and it wasn't a big deal for me. But yeah, I mean, if you, you can try a bunch of different Linuxes. Like, again, I'm not really a Linux person. And I didn't really have a problem with my phone number because I had to get a Microsoft Authenticator for work. And so I have a Microsoft Authenticator already. No, Aaron, too early. Honestly, Aaron, I don't know if we're gonna play today, Revolution Idol, because I'm just not really feeling it. I'm just not really feeling it, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, I'm just really not feeling it, Aaron. Yeah, no, Gail, I'm gonna be honest with you too, Gail. I guess you didn't hear me being honest with Aaron. I'm not really... Also, just so you guys know about Revolution Idol, is I am currently just doing the loop of, I don't even know what the loop is called. I'm just doing a loop right now. It's not like I'm even playing. I just assume I need to keep unitying to get the unity bonus higher. And so there's not really anything going on. I'm just doing the unity bonus. I'm not doing anything that I would consider exciting. And I'm just sort of waiting to have enough unities to, I guess, go to the next step. I really don't know. And so I'm not really, like, there's not really a lot going on is what I'm trying to explain to you. So I don't really think, well, we need to look at it. Because right now I'm at the attack cycle. I'm doing, I don't know how many levels of attack. And I am farming between +4 and +5 Zodiacs at a level of 111 with a quality of about 12 million. What I technically need to do next is get a new set of PCs that are all probably, I think, +6. And then once or is it Pisces? Whatever it is. I'm not a Zodiac person. And I'll be honest, I just haven't felt like doing that. You know, I don't, the big problem I have with the game right now is there's no auto-sacrifice. I don't have that unlocked. The auto-sell doesn't work really well, in my opinion. Because what I want to do is say, sell all the relics except for the Pisces that are, you know, +6 or higher. And there's no way to do that, right? So instead of that, I'm just like waiting. So yeah, I'm at basically the intermission between minerals. I mean, I can't comment on that new because I was never bothered by Copilot in the first place. Like, I have Copilot right now. It sits on, it's a pinned icon on my taskbar. And I don't use it, so it just sits there. Okay, that doesn't buy. You know, I have a feeling that a lot of people, you know, I guess, really like a lot more control over their operating system than I do because having the Copilot update roll out didn't change anything I really do on my computer at all. Didn't negatively impact me at all. Didn't do anything bad. It just kind of sat there in the corner, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm not really using it right now. If you're curious, like, from an achievement perspective, I have completed the element achievements, so I completed the 4 element achievements. I have completed the get 110 plus Zodiac achievement. I have gotten the luck achievement of over 2,000 luck. I have completed the power of 4 elements, and I've gotten an immortal +7 Zodiac. So, but basically what I'm waiting for is to get enough gold to get the relics to the point where I unlock minerals. And so, I don't, you know, since I'm just farming gold, like, I just have a macro that kind of does that. And I just kind of just let it run, and that's all I've really been doing, is just letting it run. And what we get is what we get. And that's really all that I've been doing. Obviously, the problem I have with my macro is that because of the way the score and everything works, like, you need to have a really high score to get through more waves, I kind of run into an issue with the way that works. There's nothing to help right now, Aaron. I just have to, as far as I understand, I just have to let the game continue to run. Eventually, after running the game long enough, I will have enough upgrades. And with enough upgrades, I will move into the next phase of the game. That's what I understand where I'm at. Now, there might be a faster way to do it, but you know, Aaron, it's one of those things that you really enjoy this game, and I am, how do I put this? I'm pretty indifferent about the game, right? Like, it's just sort of there. You like it, so I bring it on stream sometimes. It's not really, like, I like the game when I can automate it to the way I want it. Like, my biggest complaint about Revolution Idle is that the automation, in my opinion, unlocks too late. Okay? And so when I actually get a set of automation that works, like what I have right now, I really am not motivated to, like, change anything. I just feel like, okay, I'm struggling to get the next thing done, right? So if I'm struggling to do the next thing, I just need to let the game play itself for a couple days. And then hopefully, after the game playing itself a couple days, right? Hopefully, after doing that, then I will be able to move on to the next step of the game, right? And that's what I assume I'm waiting for right now, because I don't have enough attack power to get through the next couple waves, or the next thing. The highest attack I have completed is 612 right now. And, again, I just assume that I'm at the point in the game where I'm just hanging out and waiting to accumulate enough stuff. Oh, see, I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, so a 1 gigabyte drain is just not something I'm really worried about. 250 megabytes. Again, like, I have 32, so is it nice that it's doing that? No, but, and I thought you could disable it. Again, you're getting into, like, oh, well, I really like tweaking I don't do that. I don't really tweak my operating system at that level. I just sort of, I honestly, I always overbuy my computer, like, in terms of RAM and processor power, so that I just don't have to worry about that kind of micro-optimization. And I totally understand, like, if you're on a laptop with only 8 gigabytes of RAM, that, yeah, that's a big deal when it's taking up, 12% of your memory. Honestly, my biggest complaint is that I couldn't go beyond 32 gigabytes of RAM with the computer I built. Not, like, when I was building it. I was actually really disappointed, because my previous computer had 32 gigabytes of RAM, and I was really I wasn't, like, upset or anything, but I was really disappointed at the lack of computer progress. Because I was really hoping that this computer would be, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and this computer's already, like, 6 years old, just for references. And then I was, hoping that if I built a new computer, I would be getting up to 128 gigabytes of RAM. But obviously that's not going to happen. So, we'll just make do. But, that's why I overbuy, right? I don't want to have to worry about, oh, I only have, 8 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, which, again, losing 1 gigabyte, that's a significant thing. I prefer to be on the side of, okay, I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, so, like, okay, go ahead and, use the RAM. The RAM needs to be exercised. Oh, you didn't? Well, would you like to see it, Gail? And Aaron, as far as what I'm doing in Revolution Idle, again, I'm not really doing... I assume what I'm supposed to be doing at this phase of the game is upgrading my is it Pisces or is it Pisces or whatever? Periodically upgrading my Pisces zodiacs, right? And again, my frustration with that, I want to be very clear, my frustration with that is the way that the auto sell works, it is not conducive to what I want to do, okay? Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the automation of selling, it allows me to either sell all 12 zodiacs or sell all, you know, everything. What I really would like it to be is more configurable, because really what I would like to do, right, is to sell all Zodiacs except a +7 Pisces Zodiac, right? That's really what I would be wanting it to do. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to set up the auto sell to do that, okay? Because I can't set up the auto sell to do that, that makes it like a lot more manual than what I want to do. And because it's more manual than what I want to do, I kind of, you know, I'm kind of like, okay, that's a really manual process. I don't really want to engage in a really manual process. I want the game to be automatic and kind of play itself. Therefore, I'm just not going to do anything in the game, and I'm just going to wait. So, kind of what I've been doing is I just decided, well, we're just at this point now. Let me just grind out a bunch of unities. I'll let it run for a few days, see if I make any progress. If I don't make any progress, I'll keep grinding out unities. I'm probably not. That's kind of my complaint. Like, if there was any complaint I had about this game, Aaron, is that it's not automatic enough. Yeah, that's the whole problem, New. Like, I mean, even back 6 years ago, right? Like, getting to 64 gigabytes was not realistic. So if I get to, I'm guessing, because I've heard really negative things about minerals. I'm assuming you mean minerals, Aaron, because I've heard really negative things about minerals, because there's other people who play the game and they were like, yeah, I liked the game up until we got to minerals, because I heard, I don't, again, I'm not at minerals yet, so I don't know what that actually leads to. Also, like, I noticed that I've done my runs like usual. Also, I don't like that the statistics page, you know, the statistics page for Unity, it tells you the Zodiac you get, but what it doesn't tell you, and this is actually, I wouldn't say this is troubling, Aaron, but this is very inconvenient, is that what this page doesn't tell you is it doesn't tell you what attack or how much gold you got in the history, right? It just shows you the Zodiac you got. Yeah, I know that it went up in price, New. I mean, you know, the price increase doesn't really bother me too much because, you know, the price is the price. It doesn't, like the type of RAM I was looking for, which, again, would not be 128 gigabytes, was my optimistic wanting the things to improve, right? Since I only have 32 gigabytes, I would be looking at my new computer going up to 64 gigabytes. He got to 3,000 waves, Gail. I said that earlier, 3,500. Oh, you said sure, Gail. Sorry. I got to 1,500 waves, and I got 15th. I mean, so the thing is, Aaron, I just assume I just need to wait, because I either need more gold or I need something else, right? Because I'm just not making a lot of progress right now, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just going to let the game play in the background, and either I'm going to get enough unities, or I'm going to get enough gold, or I'm going to get enough something, Aaron, where I actually am able to advance to the next stage. Or if I can't do that, well, that's okay. I just have to wait longer, right? Gail, I don't have an answer to that. I started doing tier 21, and it went until 3,500 waves. I didn't touch anything after I had everything set up. It just sort of happened, Gail. It was right here. I don't really know how to answer your question other than I did it. I am using all Pisces because that's, from what I understand, what I need to do. Because I need to use an all Pisces build to get better Zodiacs, and I need to then get... And this is like this is what I was saying earlier. I don't enjoy this gameplay loop because I don't have the level of automation required in the game to make this enjoyable, right? What actually makes me so mad about the game, Aaron, and why I don't enjoy this so much, is because the way the game works is that once your Zodiac inventory is full, even if you can sell Zodiacs, instead of just selling the Zodiac, it discards it, okay? So I can't even let the game play itself, come back with a full inventory of Zodiacs, and know that, okay, well, the extra Zodiacs I got were sold while I was waiting, right? That, to me, is just super, super irritating. I can't explain how irritating that is. Because that means that for me to upgrade my Pisces Zodiacs to then get better Zodiacs, I have to manually babysit it. And to be honest, Aaron, I'm really not that interested in doing that. That's really not what I consider fun, right? I want the game to play itself correctly and do what I want correctly. Locking and unlocking the Zodiacs doesn't mean anything, Aaron. Because it's the way the auto sell works. I guess you don't understand what I'm saying. When you do the auto sell, I do not have the choice to say, sell everything but Pisces that are +6 or higher. That is not an option I have here. If I had that option, then upgrading my Zodiacs would be a lot easier. It's not about locking them or unlocking them. It's about having the ability to fine-tune the sale to get me what I want, and I don't have that. And since I don't have that, unfortunately, Aaron, that makes playing the game really annoying. It's not even that it's boring. It's the fact that the automation in the game, like, I don't really care if they gave me good automation, I wouldn't care. The fact is, Johnny, that the automation sucks. And when the automation sucks, like, I don't want to play the game. And also, I don't have auto-sacrifice, which is weird. Like, people complained about auto-sacrifice so much, Johnny, that somebody wrote a script to actually do the sacrificing for you. And so the fact that I don't have... And again, one of the problems I run into is stuff in this game, at least at this level of the game, is not documented very well. Like, I have searched Google, and you would think that, oh, when do I... you would think searching Google, how do I unlock auto-sacrifice in Revolution Idol? You would think that would be, like, a very easy thing to answer, right? I have not been able to find the answer for where to unlock auto-sacrifice. It's sort of the same thing with the fact that I don't have, like, planet loadouts, right? They lock planet loadouts all the way until you have to merge minerals. No, I'm not... Aaron, I'm not going to do it, okay? I mean, I told you... I told you where I'm at in the game. If you want to know what I'm doing, okay? I will explain it again, okay? I'm not going to put... I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you that I'm not doing. You know, so stop asking that. I don't know why I'm sorry. I'm getting a little irritated to that. Yes, Gail? But the thing is, Aaron, I have told you exactly what I'm doing. I am currently in a Unity loop. I have a macro that and I have the auto Unity and everything set up. And what the Unity loop does is I complete a Unity approximately every 15 seconds of game time. And that's what I'm doing right now. And my last Unity was a Pisces +6 Immortal, level 111. And again, Aaron, my point is, the thing that I guess you're not understanding, or maybe I'm not explaining it well, is I don't find the game interesting right now because the automation that I need is not available in the game. I'm not annoyed, I'm just trying to explain, like, why I don't want to play Revolution Idol right now. And it's the fact that the automation in the game just isn't there. And like, part of my annoyance scale is this is really supposed to be a tower stream? And so, like, I didn't mind humoring from time to time with the Revolution Idol. No, well, again, Aaron, I don't think you're listening to me. I mean, yeah, you know, Gail, we don't always get what we want. I don't think you're listening to me, Aaron. I'm not interested in trying a different build, and here's why. Because for whatever reason, the creators of the game decided that you can't unlock planet loadouts until you get to the minerals and you merge a mineral, right? Why would I be switching builds in the game, Aaron, if I can't do it automatically? Like, I mean, that's just a thing that again, that's a thing I find annoying, right? Like, that's, to me, not a good feature of the game. If I'm at the phase of the game where you're saying, oh, you should have 2 different builds, you need to have... And again, Aaron, I'm very familiar with what people say. They say you have to have a speed build, and you have to have a score build, right? You're supposed to have both, right? That's great. The automation in the game doesn't support that until I merge a mineral, right? So why am I supposed to have 2 if I can't do it yet automatically? And so that's where I'm finding, in my opinion, the game is really lacking, Aaron. Is that the earlier, like before Unity, the game was like, I won't lie, like even in the Eternity, I felt like the automation for Eternity came kind of late. I don't remember when the automation like really kicked in for Eternity, but I'm starting to feel like this game just doesn't give you the automation that you need soon enough, and that makes the game, in my opinion, not fun to play. Especially with how the game is basically you're supposed to do the same thing over and over again. And that's fine to a point, but, like, there's too much manual stuff, you know? And I don't really enjoy, like, the manual stuff. It was sort of like, I had kind of the same problem with Eternities, because I couldn't, it took me a long time to optimize the dilation and dilation point loop. So for a long time, I was doing that manually, and it's just like, well, this isn't fun. I don't enjoy this. I want this to be automated so I can, you know, and that's sort of why I play, like, idle games, is because I want the game to be, automatic. Because I was like, because you said I was annoyed, and I said, yeah, Gail, I am kind of annoyed, you know, and part of the reason was because I was doing Revolution Idol as, like, a treat. And the expectation has shifted from, okay, let's do some Revolution Idol as a treat, as something fun to do. And it has shifted from doing it as a treat and something like me saying, oh, I enjoy doing this, to now it has become an expectation that every stream should have some Revolution Idol. And, you know, I don't really like that. I don't really like it, you know. This is the problem with humoring people, right? Is because you humor them, and then that level of humoring them makes it an expectation, right? And then when that expectation isn't met, then it's like, oh, you know. And, yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be a tower stream. And honestly, part of the problem, like, the whole crux of the problem is, I'm not saying the game is bad, but the game is just not, the game is kind of tedious. You know? And I don't really, you know, I don't really find that fun, you know? I'm trying to remember the thing, because I also feel like the Eternity stuff, yeah, the Eternity stuff was unlocked with Trials. And I also found that a little bit on the tedious side, because it was kind of the same thing. You had to do a bunch of Unities to try to get the right Zodiacs. And if you didn't have the right Zodiacs, you couldn't do the Trials. And you needed to do the Trials to get the automation you needed. And the thing is, it's kind of interesting because you can sort of skirt the automation if you have a good macro. But, like, I don't know why that's the way it is, because I don't feel like it should be that way. But, you know, Gail, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Yeah, because it, like, took the medium trials for me to get the, dilation upgrade, the dilation upgrades auto-buy, which is really kind of, I felt like that was a bit much. And same thing with Unity automation. But, you know, I'm past that now, so that, you know, again, Aaron, what I'm doing right now is I am just focusing on doing as many quick Unities as possible, and I'm working on doing that to get more gold, and I'm working on doing that to, to get more of the stuff for the Planet Shop. And that's really all I'm doing. So, I mean, I'm just going to let the game run for a while, Aaron, and either it's going to get better or it's not going to get better. I'm just really not interested in the level of micromanagement that is required for this point in the game. And I just hope, Aaron, that you can understand that. If you can't understand it, I mean, I understand. I mean, there's hopefully somebody else that streams Revolution Idol for you then. I don't really have... You know, I don't know what to say if you're looking for Revolution Idol. Like, I might not be the streamer you want to watch. And, I'm sorry that I can't meet your needs, I guess. That was a lot of words. But I mean, the crux of it is, like, I did it as a little fun thing, and, like, it becoming an expectation makes it the opposite of fun. If there's anything you take out of that, it's trying to turn it into an obligation that I do at every stream, is the total opposite of a fun little treat. It becomes an obligation. I don't like obligations. Also, my attacks will automatically get stronger, too, just by letting the game idle. So that's the other reason I'm just fine with just... I'm also, Aaron, I'm not in a rush to get to the end. That's kind of the other part, too. Is if this is going to be tedious and I just have to sit it here for a week on automation, I am okay with just letting it play itself for a week and coming back in a week and being, oh, okay, we finally got over that hump. Okay, cool. Versus trying to micro it to a level to get over the hump quicker, you know? Because eventually I'm going to run out of content in the game anyways, and it doesn't really matter to me when I get there, you know? I'm going to get there eventually, and then, you know, I'll just, you know... I'm actually looking forward to having completed the game, because then I'll just be farming Time Flux at that point. That's something I will be looking forward to, because I'll just be able to farm... Which is actually how I started out playing the game, mostly. Most of the time I was just farming Time Flux to try and... Because it was kind of interesting. Oh. I do have a lot of Time Flux. I have about 2 days of Time Flux. Not enough to increase my capacity yet, but I have been working on... I have been collecting that so that I can increase my capacity. Hold on, I need to look at the... Anyways, what I was trying to do before we got focused on this was I was trying to look at the price of memory. Because I was trying to look and see... I was looking at... Yeah, here it is. DDR5, 2x32... So that would have been, to get 64 gigabytes of RAM, would have been about $200. Maybe a little under before the RAM apocalypse, and now it is up to $1,000. So see, now, even if I wanted 64 gigabytes of RAM, I couldn't get it. Because that's just too expensive. It's a lot more reasonable for 60 or 32 gigabytes of RAM. It would have been like $150, and now it's like $500. That's a lot easier to swallow, but that's still really expensive. I am just sort of hoping I don't need RAM. I mean, I could I do this? Yes, but I'm kind of hoping that I don't need RAM anytime in the future. Like, I could pay the extra premium of the $400, but I'm sort of hoping that like, maybe it's $350. But at this point, I'm sort of hoping, like, okay, can I just wait until later and not have to pay that premium? Oh, are they? Because I would be looking at getting a 5060 Ti. No, well, the 5060 Ti is probably around the same price. It has gone up a little bit to close to, like, $550 from an initial launch of, like, $450. An additional price of $100 is, to me, really not that bad, considering, the market conditions. It's also not good, because it, obviously, like, you don't want prices to go up. So it's not good that prices went up, but it sort of is what it is, you know? It's like one of those unfortunate things, right? Personally, I have felt that GPU prices are higher than they need to be. But the reality is I blame us. You know, the reality is I blame us. And by us, I mean society in general, because what happened is during the pandemic, people were scalping the GPUs. How much is the 60? Oh, the 60 Ti is 16 gigabytes. Yeah, I guess it's not. I mean, you know, $400 for, you know, is not terrible. Like honestly, $400 for a 16 gig. Wait, that's a. I assume it's not terrible. At least I'm looking at it on Newegg, the GeForce RTX 5060 Ti. Oh, wait a second. Is that the 8 gigabyte model? Oh, there's an 8 and a 16 gigabyte model. Oh, and the 16 gigabyte model is $550. So there is a bit of a premium for 16. Which kind of, again, like, I'm not really... I used to be able to get a video card that was, like, mid-range for, like, $200, $250. So, like, the fact that the price is double, you know, was really kind of disappointing. But that was really, again, I actually blame that on us. And I mean us in the general sense. Because when the video cards were rare during the pandemic, they all got scalped. And NVIDIA took notice that people were, you know, willing to pay, you know, what was a $200 retail card or whatever. They were willing to pay like $400 or $500. And again, if you're a company that's seeing that your consumers are willing to pay that much of a premium, then unfortunately the correct business decision is to just raise your prices, right? And we also suffer from a lack of competition in the video card market, because you basically only have NVIDIA and AMD and Intel competing, and Intel's really new still. Intel, I think, has a ways to go. And none of them are really competing at the against each other on, you know, I'm not going to say they're colluding on price. Yeah, well, it wasn't mining rigs. It wasn't mining rigs didn't ruin the price, okay? What it was is that mining cryptocurrency was so profitable per unit of electricity that a lot of people saw that and said, "Oh, I can make so much money doing this that, yeah, now I want to pay more for the video card because now I can arbitrage that to make more money," right? And so, you know, while it's not good because obviously cryptocurrency mineability like drove prices up for consumers, it didn't quote unquote ruin the market. It just pointed out a disconnection between prices and what mining could generate. And that's a problem in any market when you can use something like, it's like if I was selling shovels, right? And I had this shovel and you could buy my shovel and you were guaranteed to find a bunch of gold with my shovel. And like my shovel would like double your gold output per hour, right? And then I would see this, right? And I'd be like, oh, well, I can double the price of my shovels because people are, are making all this money from my, so I would just double the price and like, the cost to make my shovel didn't go up, but because my shovel was so good at finding gold, well, now the price is up. It's not really a great thing from a consumer standpoint, but, it's one of those things, like, the frustration comes in with other people that are so willing to pay so much for something. Yeah, that was a problem too, because they started making GPUs that just didn't have any display outputs that were solely for mining, because because for NVIDIA and all these companies, that's great, because those kind of GPUs would just be used for mining, and then when the mining, when the next generation came out, they couldn't be resold into the gaming market. Again, that's a terrible thing for consumers, but for a company, that's a great thing. That's sort of the problem. Like, a lot of the things that are terrible for us turn out to be great for the companies. But the real crux of the problem is that there's not enough competition in the marketplace, right? That's the real problem we look at, because that's why I kind of hope that Intel's ARC cards keep getting better. Because if Intel can kind of become more competitive in the GPU market, especially because Intel is targeting the mid-range, right? If Intel can actually get good at targeting mid-range GPUs and stuff like that, and can make a good mid-range product, it can actually force downward pressure on the GPU market to make things more affordable again. So I'm sort of hoping that happens. But the most important thing to remember is the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So, yeah. I mean, just keep that in the back of your mind. The market can stay irrational longer than you can be solvent. And again, just for clarity, I'm not defending the cryptocurrency increasing the prices of GPU. I'm just, I'm not defending any of these actions, because I know Fuzzy likes to act like, oh my god, he defended this and that, and likes to take everything I say out of context, which I don't understand why he does that. I'm not defending any of this. I'm just explaining the market forces that make this happen, and it's really just an unfortunate coincidence for the consumer. It's really, I guess, it's really the problem is it's really unfortunate when a consumer product also overlaps as a business product, because that just forces the price to go up, and that just sucks if you like the product. It will depend, the price of RAM going down will entirely depend on whether or not the demand for RAM goes down. The problem is we're in a demand cycle for RAM, and the things that are going to make the demand for RAM go down is, yeah, he might, is that there's less demand for, oh shoot, I missed the tower died. Sorry, I got distracted because I was looking at Revolution Idol, and again, it kind of blocked everything. I mean, the thing is, it depends if China can make DDR5 RAM. If China can make DDR5 RAM, can they make enough a DDR5 RAM to drive prices down? If they can do that, then we might have the market return to a more no, Gail, I didn't. We might have the market return to something more sane. If they can't do that, okay, well, there went another tower. There went Tower 4. So Tower 3 is in first place, and Tower 4 is in first place so far, in gold. Oh, really? Fruit trees? Why did everybody buy fruit trees? I never heard of that, new. That would be like the why would I buy a fruit tree? And then did they shorten the supply of fruit trees so the price of Did they shorten the supply of fruit trees and then the price of fruit trees went up? Because I don't really know a lot about fruit trees outside of, like, it's a tree that grows fruit. I guess that means I'm not a very... Oh, wow, look at this guy, 2,000 waves. Somebody else also got kicked out of Platinum, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, the problem is I don't really like a lot of fruit. Like, I don't enjoy, like, I don't like eating bananas. I don't like eating oranges. I don't like eating avocados. I just don't really like eating fruit, so, like, fruit trees don't have much of an appeal. Don't you deal in trees, New? I don't know why I have the opinion that you have a greenery and you sell trees, but that's what I thought you did. Or at least one of the things you did. A nursery, not a greenery, excuse me.
What's up, man? Oh, what's up, dude? Hey, I thought you didn't have clubs.
I mean, yeah, well, you know, Gail, you're not gonna make me eat it. Okay. Did like, did that cause, like, a you know, disconnection in the market? I mean, I'm sure it did. If you couldn't... If you bought your fruit trees from somebody else and then couldn't buy fruit trees, then yeah, that's a huge problem. And then of course you have the issue of your customers really want fruit trees and they can't get them. I did end up buying all the relics in the event shop. Because I had some of them. Oh, really? See, this is a whole part of the pandemic I wasn't aware of. Yeah, I heard that too, because like a lot of people had more free time because they were working from home and stuff like that. So because of all that, you know, they started pursuing hobbies and other things like that. I mean, for me, it didn't change, you know, like, it changed that I didn't have to go to work, but it didn't really, I wasn't, like, looking to, like, do woodworking, or I wasn't looking to do, like, the one thing that it changed for me was I had to get gym equipment, because my gym closed unexpectedly, and so I had to go acquire gym equipment. And, so now I have, like, a small home gym. Jeez. It's like Tulip Mania all over again. Again, Aaron, I don't really know what to tell you, man. You know, I was very clear what I'm doing. I'm currently doing a Unity loop. I am doing a Unity every 15 seconds. My Unity, you know, my things do not seem strong enough, so I'm just running the game to do Unities. I personally, I don't find that really interesting to show that the game, look, watch the game play it. You know what, Aaron, I'll bring it up for just a second for you. We're not going to do anything in the game, but I guess you have, I'll show you what I'm doing since you are so sad about this. I honestly, Aaron, you're kind of making me regret the fact that I even humored you in saying, okay, we'll play one day. I'm really sort of, but you know, that's my fault. I should have just said no, you know? I said no many times. I should have just continued to say no. And we're not going to play. We're not going to do anything. My goal is not to advance the game right now. My goal is to just let the game play itself. Eventually, I will get strong enough to do the next part of the game. And if that takes a week, that takes a week. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? If it takes a month, it takes a month. That's just kind of how it goes, right? Oh, sorry, I minimized him because he is, I have to have him on, he's back now. So this is all we're doing, Aaron. I mean, I'll show you what I look at, is I look at this Unity statistics over here. Oh, hold on. It's taking longer because the macro hasn't started yet. We will start the macro. And then I just set it over here, and this is what we're doing. And as you can see, we just got a +3, and it's going to be about 15 seconds. And then we got another one. It happened to be a Pisces, +6. Would have been nice to have automation that could correctly identify that, but we don't have that. And there we go. Honestly, the one thing I would say is, if I could just sell it when it was over, that would solve most of my problems. Wouldn't solve all of them, would solve most of them. And I don't want to change anything, Aaron. I don't feel like I'm stuck in the game right now or anything like that. I feel like, oh, by the way, I did start farming tier 10. We were able to complete the Unity bonus on tier 9, so we're doing tier 10 now. Yeah, that's what happened. That one lady, I forget who that lady was. We're doing tier 10 and we're getting 93 trillion for 8,000, like, getting about the same for just fewer wave scale. I forget, there was that YouTube lady who trashed the some kind of market. We even had a Pisces +7 there. Now, I could change the automation over here in the automation if you go to Unity. I could change this where the max I will sell is +6, right? And if I change this, if I get a +7, it will not sell it, right? The issue with changing this is I can't discriminate on the type of zodiac. So I can't say I only want to keep +7 of the Pisces zodiac. If I press the orange, what do you mean? Where is the orange button? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's not really well explained at all, Aaron. Oh, well now we can, oh, well now I guess I just do this now. Now we can just switch to sacrifice mode. That, Aaron, is not explained well at all. Because I've just been spending in here to get stuff in here, because that's what I assumed I needed to do. I would just sell. Now we will start. Well, now we can start sacrificing. Well, that's silly. That's the change. That is really... That should have been a drop down here. Well, don't I feel silly now? I heard that this is all soft capped, Aaron. I don't know how true that is. That's what I read. I don't know what that means. No, I saw the button. It just, like, this doesn't look like it does anything. There's nothing that says that this is what that does. I wish, see, the part of the problem is I wish this told me what it did. Like, okay, it's an Immortal +6 Aquarius. What was the, you know, what did I get for sacrificing it? So that I could at least see my sacrifice stats going up, right? Maybe it was lab levels, because that was an 850 before. Okay, well, I'll just leave it sacrificing for now. Honestly, yeah, that's enough of... oh, we have to get ready to go to the store anyways. That's enough of Revolution Idol. Oh, fine. This is my attack. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's what it is. Well, Gale, the thing is, eventually you will always continue to reach new milestones in the game, Gale. As long as you keep playing the game, you're not really going to stall out. The issue that a lot of people get frustrated with, Gale, is that because everybody is obviously playing the game and working and getting better at the same time, the issue a lot of players feel is they feel like they're stuck. You know, that they aren't progressing anymore. And, that's really nothing. That's really just that your peers that you're playing against are just doing as well or better than you. And if I want to be really honest, and I think this is a big source of the frustration, is a lot of it is driven by the fact that the meta for the game has effectively been solved. And if we all follow the same meta, right, and we're all doing the same set of steps... No, I can't upgrade them anymore. I'm saving up my gold right now, Aaron, just so you know. I'm trying to buy this upgrade here. It is called the, Palette Expander. I need to get to 33 for that, and as you can see, I have about 1/27th of that right now, so I should be able to get that in about a month. So we'll be working on getting this for the next month, and then when I get this, then I will be able to buy these upgrades, because they'll be cheaper. Because they're already really expensive. Like, this is 100, this is almost 100, this is almost 100, this is over 100. These aren't that expensive. I guess I could buy some of these. Okay, that's now expensive. That's now expensive. That's now expensive. Oh, I could buy more gold. We'll buy more gold. Okay, now I can go back to saving for this. And now I really have to go back to saving for this. Buy 17. No, again, Aaron, we're done. We're not playing this game anymore. That's it. You got your little thing. That's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna close the game now. That's it. We're done. Again, like, you know, I actually, you know, I feel like Aaron, I feel like I have given you an unrealistic expectation. Because I really do not want this to, like, again, I was playing that game as a treat. It has now become an expectation for during my tower streams. And honestly, Aaron, I just don't really like that. This is supposed to be a tower stream. And it has gone from a fun thing to do from time to time to an expectation to try to do it every stream. And, you know, that's just really... I don't know why that rubs me the wrong way so much, Aaron, but it really does. It really does. But the reality is I only have myself to blame, right? Because I should have just told you, if I would have told you no originally, it never would have become an expectation. But I do need to start getting ready, because it is that time. You're welcome, Aaron. I don't mean to be rude, it's just like... I'm just not enjoying where the game is right now. It happens, new. Like, sometimes people get busy. I at least was on time, closer to being on time today. So I was glad for that. And you know, and I mean, I do know, Aaron, that I need to build a score bill. Yeah, Sar wasn't here. And I mean, I just, with the way the system works, Aaron, is it's just like, I find it really frustrating because it's just not really conducive right now where I'm playing the game to do that, right? I don't have the planet specs or anything like that. And I find that, like, I don't know, it's disappointing disappointing is an understatement. I mean, Gale, you know, I haven't even, you know, as far as I know, Gale, you haven't published the game, so I couldn't even play it even if I wanted to. And on top of that, Gale, it's a game for Alexa Plus. Yeah, I'm aware, Aaron, it's just like, that's not, like, I don't know how to explain it to you. Because I feel like I'm not able to explain it to you correctly. I understand I need to have multiple builds, right? Where I'm at in the game does not facilitate having multiple builds. So because the game doesn't facilitate what I can do, I'm not interested in fighting the game. You know, I mean, am I not explaining myself correctly? Because I feel like I'm fighting the game to do these things, right? And I don't, like, if I'm supposed to have 2 specs for the game, right? You're making a good argument. Why do I have to fight the game to put the 12 Zodiacs in if I'm at the point in the game where I should have 2 specs? Why do I have to fight the game? You know, like, I shouldn't have to fight the game to do that. The game should be like, okay, you have unlocked different specs for your planets, and so now you can, even if I don't have the automation to switch between them, right? I should have the option to have multiple specs to make it less tedious. What the game is expecting me to do is to manually switch 12 Zodiacs every time, force me to have 13 Unity resets per Unity, just to try to eke out some more gold. And, like, to me, Aaron, if the game is going to fight me that hard, where I can't just play the game without these levels of unfun, tedious interface operations, well, I can just not play the game. You know? I don't find that enjoyable. It's not like, it's not like there's any fun in swapping something 12 times when it should really be one time, right? There's no, to me, no fun to that, right? And, you know, asking for me to do that just becomes a question of why. Why can't the game make it so I can do that? Because think of how much, at least in my opinion, if the game gave me the ability to just switch my Zodiacs automatically, oh, okay, I'd be like, oh, okay, now I'm at a point of the game where this makes sense because I have multiple Zodiacs. It would be like if I did the, it would be like if when we had the dilation points, remember when we got to dilation points? Dilation points unlocked with 3 different specs, right? Why didn't the, you know, why did the Tarot thing not just give you 3 different specs for your planets? And then just say, you don't have the macro blocks to switch them automatically. Because that would solve the whole problem. But instead they decided to delay that until later. And the thing is, Aaron, like, building a gold farm build is an option, but I'm going to tell you the same problem. And this is my frustration with the Zodiac system in general, right? It doesn't give me the level of automation to basically say, I need these Zodiacs. You know, and it could even be, the automation could be, if you exceed if your inventory is full and you have the option to sell or sacrifice, it automatically sells or sacrifices. So it just requires, Aaron, so much micromanagement that it's just not fun. Like, and I don't understand, you know, I understand you find it fun, but I'm not finding that fun. I don't really want to micromanage something. I want to set it, I want the game to play like my Ronco oven. You know how I use my Ronco oven, Aaron? I set it and forget it. And the game just isn't cooperating with that. And that's sad. Anyways, guys, I gotta go to the store. So, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again. And I hope you have a great day. Aaron, I wouldn't say that Unity is difficult. You're conflating tedious with difficult. Because my experience is that it has been tedious. Like, again, making me manually swap my 12 Zodiacs, that's not difficult. You're making the game tedious. And it's really important to understand those two things. That's all. Anyways, good night, everybody, and happy farming.